Some chains don't clink. They look like mile markers, followers, salaries, titles, timelines, and you don't realize you're shackled to them until you feel the panic of falling behind. Here's the truth most people avoid naming. The moment you throw out someone else's measuring stick, your real life can finally begin. Welcome to Daily Power Boost, Ignite Your Potential, the podcast where your transformation begins. I'm Sean Michael, and each day I'll bring you quick, impactful insights and action steps to fuel your personal and professional growth. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a leader, or someone ready to break limits and ignite greatness, this is your daily power boost to crush obstacles, stay focused, and awaken the extraordinary potential within you. Because remember, greatness begins within. Let's go. A few years ago, I realized I'd been living someone else's definition of success for so long, I'd forgotten what mine even felt like. Chasing after things just because they looked good. I knew something had to die. Either the version of me that needed external validation or the version of me that was still alive underneath it. You're not behind, you're loyal to the version of you that believed someone else's success made you smaller. Comparison isn't inspiration, it's identity erasure. Every time you measure your chapter 3 against their chapter 20, you're not being realistic, you're practicing self-betrayal. You scroll their highlight reel and suddenly your progress feels counterfeit. Your wins feel smaller, your pace feels wrong. Here's what they don't tell you. When you live by their markers, even your victories belong to them. Because you weren't building from authenticity. You were chasing applause you may never hear. Comparison doesn't just hurt your feelings, it hijacks your direction. Instead of asking, what matters to me, you start asking, how do I measure up? And that question, it's poison. It keeps you in jobs that look impressive but feel hollow. It makes you dismiss small steps because they don't photograph well. It convinces you to slow down your growth just to keep pace with someone who isn't even running your race. You don't just lose joy when you compare, you lose time. You lose the clarity that comes from knowing your own metrics. You lose the momentum that builds when you trust your own pace. There's a version of you that doesn't check what everyone else is doing before making a move, that trusts their timeline, that knows their pace isn't everyone else's pace. And that's exactly the point. That version measures progress by congruence, not competition, by alignment, not applause. That version isn't waiting for you to catch up to someone else. They're waiting for you to remember you were never running their race. The antidote to comparison isn't ignoring other people, it's anchoring back into your own truth. Ask yourself, am I more aligned today than I was yesterday? Am I becoming the kind of person I'd trust with my own future? That's progress, and that's what counts. When you measure by integrity instead of image, you can move at your own pace and still feel unstoppable. Because alignment doesn't need an audience. Here are your action steps for this week. Number 1, audit your loyalty. Write down one area where you've been using someone else's life as your scoreboard. Ask, am I being inspired or am I being erased? Replace the metric. Pick one measurement that only you can see. How aligned you felt today, how much you trusted your own voice, and let that be your scoreboard. Practice the invisible wins. Celebrate one step forward that nobody else sees. Let it be enough that you felt it. That's today's boost. If you've been measuring your worth by someone else's timeline, it's time to cut the cord and come home to your own race. Book your identity clarity call using the link in the notes. Let's uncover where comparison has been sabotaging your identity and get you back to building from alignment and not applause. Our next episode, embracing radical simplicity, a shift in perspective, because sometimes the most courageous move isn't adding more, it's subtracting what was never yours to carry. Until then, lead true, grow at your own pace, trust your timeline, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for tuning in to Daily Power Boost. Ignite your potential. Remember, transformation starts with action. So take today's insight, make it your own, and awaken your inner potential. Because remember, greatness begins within. Catch you tomorrow for your next Power Boost.